Today's date is January the 16th, 2024, and I'm very honored and pleased to bring with me before me here today a man who stood up once again to these horrific emergency acts, trespasses that are occurring against everyone at the border. His name is Tom Corlett. Tom, welcome to the broadcast.
Oh, hi, thanks.
It's a pleasure to have you, Tom. So we'll just walk everybody through here quickly. This is the first time actually that Tom and I met him at my gathering on December the 6th. He was there, and then this is the first time we've been able to do a Zoom, but to discuss this. So Tom, walk everybody through when this began, what happened, and then let's share this wonderful news with everybody.
Sure. Basically, August 2022, I think it was on the 22nd, I went to Niagara Falls, New York to pick up some mail and some items which I mailed to that address. It was a UPS store or whatever. It was probably about $1,000 worth of stuff. So I brought it back across the border. And when I arrived there, they said, okay, do you have anything? You're going to have to go and get that check through HST or whatever. I said, okay. And they said, oh, have you got a COVID test? I said, no, I'm not sick. I'm fine. Well, do you have the GriveCan app? I said, I've only been in the States for 45 minutes. I just picked this stuff up. Why would I do that? All I have to do is have my passport with me and everything should be fine there. And the guy said, well, okay. And he took my passport and he says, well, you'll get your passport later, which basically what they did is they used the passport to pass on to Health Canada after I paid the HST and coerced me over to pick it up from them. So I went there and I actually didn't go anywhere. The lady came out and she said, okay, are you Thomas Corlett? And I said, yeah. She said, do you have an HST? Do you have a COVID test? I said, no, I'm not sick. I'm fine. And she says, well, you're going to have to quarantine. And you're going to have to do 2 COVID tests. And I said, no, I'm fine. I don't need that. And she wasn't too happy. So she gave me a couple tickets for not obeying the quarantine order and also for not answering some question. Because I told her, well, I don't need any of that stuff. I've just got a passport. I'm just going to pass through. In any case, so I have 3 tickets, like total about $13,455. And I left the spot. I left the COVID test there. I left everything and I carried on my way. Heard nothing for 14 months. 14 months later, I got this notice of trial saying I got to go to the Welland courthouse to answer these charges. So I said, holy smoke. So what I did is I did a little bit of research and I've been following Christopher a 3 years, I guess now. And basically I was a little confused. So I sent some information. I sent a request off to Christopher and I got some information from him and got the common law defense sort of started.
Well, let me do this just quickly, Tom. I'll just jump in here. Let's show everyone first the tickets that you got, so that everyone can see them. That everything's all on the up and up here. So here you can see the dates there. The 8th of 2022 or pardon me, the 18th of the month of August, and you can see the tickets here, and it says failure to comply with an order to prohibition or subject blah 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 to the entry into Canada under the Quarantine Act. So we've got 2 tickets here for $6,255, and then we've got there's a 3rd ticket at the bottom here. Then there's a 3rd ticket here, which was the $955 that Tom was given because he didn't obey some woman at the border that was giving him these orders. So the next thing I want to show here, Tom, is we're going to bring on here the first notice that you wrote so people can see this. It's important. I want people to see this. Okay, because it's originally Tom reached out to me. I think it was only a couple of weeks before you were in court, maybe 3 weeks or so. And because I was so swamped, you might have done it 3 weeks earlier. Normally I get at least a couple of months notice from somebody, or at least a year, but it's okay. You did a great job here, Tom. So the first notice I quickly want to show everyone here, this is what Tom did on his own. I didn't get a chance. He sent it off ahead of time, and I came in on the 2nd and 3rd notice, and then the tacit agreement as we had. So let me just do a share screen. We'll show everybody this, and we'll just walk them through. Again, it's not how I would write it, but Tom got everything in there that was needed. So he goes basically say, I received disclosure, blah, blah, blah. Document, he gave it conditionally. Remember, you always put that in there conditionally. December 29th. That was just he receives this only a week and a bit before he's supposed to be in court. This is the corruption that goes on. Without information for tickets, and he goes on to name them. I return the disclosure. Document, there is no verified claim or trespass or contract relied to jurisdiction. Who is moving this court is Bronnie McCusker. See, now he's written the all last name there in all capital letters, moving a claim of trespass. Where's the contract to jurisdiction or verified claim? I'm in Charles it would be of the Collette family. So we sent that back in, and then I became involved with it, and then we added a little bit more oomph to it, which was required because I wanted to make sure that we covered all our ducks in a row here. So we had this document that came out. So now you see he's writing to Jackie of the Foley family. This is the woman who sometimes acts as the senior prosecutor for the Niagara region. Then you got Doug Downey of the Doug Downey family, who's the Attorney General, acting in that role for Ontario, the Service Corporation. And then Marie of the Strub family, a woman who sometimes acts as Crown Prosecutor. So we go regard second notice trespass, and there's the tickets. Reference as well, I, Thomas of the such and such family, now give notice trespass. I came trespass at the border the 18th of 2022, does cause wrong or harm without right. I confirmed December 29th, 23, receiving some disclosure submission via email. I accepted disclosure submission conditionally. A verified claim or contract exists. And that's what I say to everybody. You've always got to remember, anytime anybody's going to give you any type of paperwork, you make sure that you accept it conditionally. And you always accept it conditionally that either there's a verified claim there or there's a contract. So it goes, neither verified claim or contract exists from a man or woman required to establish any court. These are all simple, very powerful facts. I return this document again. It has no jurisdiction, control, or lawful standing without said evidence. Further, I wish to settle this trespass honorably with all involved who are in dishonor and trespass. I require produce post haste. Who? See, we always go to that word. Who is moving this court without claim or contract relied? Ontario is a service corporation. Service corporations or agents do not write law. Ignorance of the law and maximum law, which is clear, all involved in this verified trespass be true. I refuse to contract with some woman at the border or engage with her ignorance to jurisdiction. I, as every woman, unalienable rights from God, ensure travel freely without delay or hindrance. Verified in the passport insert, we the people receive from your crown boss, Her Majesty, to uphold. We the people are not property, so all that leaves is who is the woman who claim this debt be due, this debt be true, or this debt be past due, as I teach everybody, right? It's that simple. Who's claiming this debt be due, true, or past due? Fair to produce the required verifiable evidence, contract claim who, then stop this extortion. Moving courts under the color of law is despicable and dishonorable. Correct the record now. Lastly, the world knows we have been lied to. There is no virus or pandemic as fact. I always want to make sure that we get that on the record because I've got this done every single time that these people can't deny that they were never given this truth, right? A little bit of effort they had to do to figure out that it was actually be true. It goes, it's only a matter of time now for all involved in this massive lie are finished. Truth is coming. I advise all involved on the public record to restore the millions you have stolen from the people. See, we always reach out to protect our fellow man or woman, right? This is the great work that Tom's done here to stand on that square and say, hey, we're aware out here that the people who you're supposed to serve, you are trespassing against all of us. You've taken millions of dollars from the people directly, and then also you've been paid for this massive constructive fraud you've been committing in our public courthouses. It says, I advise all involved to restore on the public record to restore the millions you have stolen from the people. Govern yourselves accordingly. Truth is coming and nothing is going to stop it or accountability. All on this communication will contract with me on the private side if your trespass continues. Remember, if you hang those trespass signs out in front of your construction company and someone trespasses and it said, it's $100,000 if you come into this property and you trespass without right. Well, if the police catch you there, you should have read the sign. It's right there in front of you. You've contracted with them. That's going to get seen in a court every single time with a ruling that comes down that man or woman is guilty. They trespassed. That's the money that they are owed. It was duly and notally posted. So it goes on here. My trespass fee is $1 million per man or woman involved if trespass not stopped. I trust this is crystal clear. If not stopped, all are liable and will have contracted knowingly. The second communication gives 24 hours to produce evidence or honorably withdraw this fraud. We, the people, are awake to this corrupt court actions by people acting as bar members. Now, I want to just draw your attention back up to the top here. It goes on to talk about the passport that we have here. Where's here? It says verified in a passport insert. So then we'll scroll right down to the bottom here. Now, I haven't done it this way before, but I figure I'd throw their own puke back at them. We put this in as an exhibit. It is clearly written for all Crown agents to uphold trespass as occurred. And it says right there, the Minister of Foreign Affairs of Canada requests, in the name of Her Majesty, she's the top boss for all these people acting for her Crown service corporations, to all those who it may concern, to allow the bearer, which is this man here, Tom, to pass freely without delay or hindrance, and to afford the bearer such assistance and protection as may be necessary. So we'll get that one out of the way here, Tom, which was good.
Yep.
And we'll just show them the last, we'll just quickly just jump through these other ones here so they can see it. The third notice is the same as well. The only thing that changes with the third notice is that you've got the third notice written. That's it. It's exactly the same document as the first document that I just read to you there. It's all the same again. All right. So we go to that, and then we're just going to go to the final tacit agreement here. So once Tom has sent the 3 notices to them and they've acquiesced, they've not responded, then you follow up immediately with the tacit agreement. And we did this all within a week, didn't we, Tom? Like
Yep.
we did it like in 5 days. We didn't piss around giving them 3 days to respond. No, you got 24 hours to respond. Let's have enough of this because we're not going to tolerate this. So here's the tacit agreement that Tom used. So again, Doug Downey, Jackie Foley, Marie of the Strub family, January the 8th, regard tacit agreement. Trespass, and there's the offense notices. Hello, Doug, Jackie, and Marie. I, Thomas of the Corrett family, have claimed and proven trespass as of today. That's based on the 3 notices. All attorney or agents involved have failed to produce the required evidence to jurisdiction. No verified claim or contract exists with the Crown Service Corporation. All act on behalf. Offer to contract I return. I do not consent fraud occurring at a public courthouse. I attach all prior notice communications to date that went unanswered to a presumed debt. Doug, acting as Attorney General, are responsible to stop this corruption now occurring by all. Doug, as other people involved failed to respond, have acquiesced and on the public record. A verified tacit agreement is now established and will be used on said trespass. As communicated, correct the record immediately and stop the trespass as this has caused enormous wrong and harm to I. All will be liable via trespass fee of $1 million, as all will commit if not stopped. The theater surrounding COVID-19 is verified lie based on political agenda, not science or truth. What all of you are involved in is massive extortion, fraud, beartry occurring against we the people. COVID-19 SARS-2 does not exist. Proven 215 FOIs, which is actually 220 now. It's been updated. And a video found it, and there's the link I have, bit.ly/awc evidence. And then it goes on to finalize. I require in writing this verified trespass has been withdrawn and settled honorably. I will not tolerate any man or woman at the Welland Provincial Courthouse to further trespass or Doug. I am not bound by any Crown Service Corporation Ontario courts without claim or contract. Stop all this court corruption surrounding border crossings and stand with the people in truth. See, we're always giving back to them. We're killing them with kindness and love, but they're all liable for what they've done. Stop all this corrupt court surrounding border crossings and stand with the people in truth. Everyone involved duty is to provide good faith services to we the people, not constructive fraud. Govern yourselves accordingly as I have acted honorably the whole time trespass occurred. I wish to forgive said trespass and be let alone and live in peace as is our God-given right. All involved have until 10 a.m. Monday, January the 8th, 2024 to produce required evidence or tacit verified. Sincerely, Tom again of the Crest family. So we sent that full package back to them, Tom. And once they got that, so let's just walk everybody through here just quickly. I just want you to see this. Now we'll get up to the court day comes around. You haven't heard from anybody. Tom registered mail all these as well to everybody. God bless you, Tom. So they got it in email. They got it registered mail. Then what happened, Tom? You went to the courthouse to file the paperwork in, and you want to tell everybody what they pulled on you there at the court clerk window.
Sure. I went the day before on the 8th of January, and I brought all the paperwork that was required. So they have all the hard copies. And when I arrived there, they said, well, no, we don't accept any paperwork here. What you have to do is you have to basically take it to your trial date. You'll bring it back tomorrow and then give all this information to the judge or the justice. And I said, oh, well, this isn't have much time to go through all this paperwork. Are you sure? I mean, can you give me a verification from your supervisor? So the supervisor came up and she said, yep, you got to bring it in tomorrow and we'll accept it then.
So hang on just a second. I just want everyone to know something, all right? Imagine if Tom was a lawyer. Would they pull that crap with him at the window? Oh, no. You can't file this into the court file here so that the man that's honorably acting as the magistrate has it before them. No, no, no. You've got to bring this up for the first time that everybody's seeing in court. That's not how it works. When you go to court, you have every right to access that court file and file your paperwork into it so that it is on the public record. See, this is why they do it. They try and skirt it so that it's not being filed correctly. So that way, when you come in there in the morning, they add another layer, right, of BS that you've got to deal with, as opposed to the man wearing the black robe seeing it when he opened it up. Let me just quickly show everybody this. You originally mailed it to them, correct, Tom?
Yep.
Right. And then you went in to file it and they still wouldn't take it. So again, that's known as trespass on the case. So everyone, I want to see this. These are the 2 letters that Tom received on January the 8th. It says, please find and close the documents that you sent to the court. The documentation explanation is not considered filed at this time. If you wish to bring the document's explanation to the attention of the justice of the peace, you may wish to present it to the prosecutor on the date of your court appearance. You cannot file, who's you? Cannot file this type of document with the court. That is complete lie. Okay, this is the new end run that they're doing on people now with these repugnant people acting as registrars at these buildings that people publicly pay for that are private corporations. I trust you'll find the above satisfactory. No, we don't find it satisfactory. It's a trespass on the case. If you have any questions or concern, please feel free to contact our office. So Tom went back. He tried to put it in. They wouldn't put it in. And then we go to the court. Now, this is interesting. Tom just told me this just before we came on. I tried to prepare him for the various different scenarios which they could pull. And then, so Tom, just let them know, I said there's lots of things that they could do. They could clear the courtroom. They may just charge the cases. They may just ignore you and move ahead with it. I told them, you don't play the name game, the upper and lower case name, because then they'll just say, oh, we don't have the person, Tom Corlett, in front of us here. And well, he's not appearing. So we're going to find him guilty in absentia. Okay. So explain to everybody what happened, Tom, once you came into the courtroom, what they were telling everybody.
Well, they were talking to all the people before the actually appearances started and saying, well, if you plead guilty, we'll register the guilt and give you a 0 fine. So some people accepted that, probably 8 cases or so. And another 8 or 9 said, no, I want to go to trial. So basically the people that agreed to plead guilty basically were called first. And they were said, oh, they went through the whole routine saying, do you understand the charge, i.e., do you stand under me? Did you do this on your own? Yes. Okay. And they say, okay, fine. You're found guilty and 0 fine. The people that didn't accept that, basically, they were said, okay, well, in your case, like, for example, the next case, another case, basically, they said they're going to plead not guilty. They want trial. He said, oh, well, the officer didn't make it in today, or the officer has the wrong notes, or the officer has the wrong information. So we can't go ahead with it. So that was all dismissed. So those 7 or 8 cases were all dismissed. No charge, no conviction, nothing. Then I came up and basically I told him, I said, I'm here on a special appearance. I wish to challenge the jurisdiction of the court. She said, whoa, stop. I'm not going to accept that. Unless you're the person agreeing to be Thomas Corlett, then I'm going to put off the trial until March or April. I said, no, I am the man, Thomas Corlett. She says, oh, okay, fair enough. We can go ahead now.
Now, just let everyone know, Thomas, I prepared you for that, correct?
Yeah.
I told you she was going to play that game. See, she went right at it. Oh, I know how to deal with these people. Are you not the person? See, there's a check word. No, you say to them, I am the man that's involved in this trespass. My name is Thomas of the Corlett family. I'm the man that's received all this, or woman, I'm the man that received all the documentation, right? That's all you have to say. So carry on. So she says that, and then what goes on next?
So basically then what happened was they said, all right, fair enough. So they said, because you have your information here, and we don't have the correct information. The officer that gave you the tickets does not have his notebook, and therefore he can't go ahead with the trial.
Yeah. So that's complete corruption, Tom. And this is what I want everyone to understand, okay? The reason that I've never heard them do this kind of BS before, really, the police officer that's involved, the man acting for the service corporation, shows up and he doesn't have his notes. Are you kidding me? Give me a break. Like they just pulled him out of his car in emergency and oh, I'm sorry, I left them at home on the table. He knew damn well what he was coming to court for. They played this game. Why? Because they knew the paperwork that Tom had put in ahead of time. So they probably had a problem with everything. They figured, listen, this is what we'll do. We'll do sort of like an end run. We need to show that people still pled guilty, but oh, we're acting so caring about our fellow man. We're going to waive these fees. And then those of you that don't want to, well, we're going to book it off for another trial. I just want to show everyone here quickly. This did get discharged. God bless Tom. He went back to the courthouse and he got them to send him the tickets. Again, and you can see this is on the back of the tickets filed. So you see it right here. See? Discharged on all of them, all three of them. Okay. So that was a savings of $13,455, Tom, which I'm sure you were pretty happy about. And just again, for the record, did I ask you for any money, Tom?
No, not at all.
No, I didn't ask any, but I want everyone to know this too. I'm open. Tom did give me some money afterwards, which he didn't have to do, and I truly am grateful for that. Thank you so much for that support, Tom. But this is what I want people to see, okay? These are the games that they play. This man was in the right the entire time. They had no right to trespass against him. And this is going to be a problem for them because, see, this is what they're going to try and use. They're going to say, well, on that particular day, see, they're looking at, oh, geez, we've given out all these other fines. We've collected millions of dollars, as my communications are pointing out to them and being on the public record. We got to find a way to get around this, that we can still get them to plead guilty, but don't give them the fine. See, they got to protect that jurisdiction in their kangaroo courts. What they've only done is they've only exposed themselves further to all this, because them, by signing this off here, why it was discharged, they can use all the names in the book. The police officer forgot his notes that day. That's ridiculous. Okay, where's the contract? Where's the verified claim that this man trespassed that you're relying upon? Doesn't exist. Tom, I'll leave the last few words with you.
Well, the only other thing I noticed on the back of the ticket is it talks about the corporate defendant. And I figured out, corporate defendant, that sounds interesting. It must be my corporation. Maybe because my corporation has now been charged for this thing.
Yeah, let me show people that now that you brought that up. Good eyes, Tom, good eyes. So here it is, peer people, right here. The corporate defendant named in the attached certificate of offense by leaving it with, right? You can't make this stuff up. And that's what I'm saying. When people start to understand the words, the corporate defendant, I'll tell you, they are so desperate right now. They are falling all over themselves, exposing themselves. I got to be honest with you, Tom. That's the first time I've seen that. This must be a new type of form that they have on the back of the tickets. I've never seen that before. The corporate defendant. See, they're trying to cover their ass for what they're doing. They're starting to say, you all live in our corporate world that we're operating in here. This is the laws of Canada. This is what you have to go by. See, it's always the play on words, and they're trying to continually move those yardsticks, trespassing against us. And this was a beautiful, beautiful showing, Tom, of what you did.
No, did my best.
Yep, you did a great job, brother. Thank you so much for being with me here today. Again, let you be a light to other people that are out there that are going through this. This is, again, evidence why every single penny that's been taken, we're talking about millions of dollars have been taken from our fellow man and woman for this corruption that's been going on at the border. You're showing them all very simply and very powerfully that none of them had any right to claim that a debt be due true. And what they did is they caused you enormous wrong and harm, and they are liable. And just so you know, this is never going to go away. Once we do get into this public courthouse, you are going to be able to go back on these people and hold them accountable, Tom, for the trespassing that they've been doing.
Well, let that day come up soon.
Yes. God bless, Tom. Thank you so much for being with me here this evening.
All right.
And I see a whole army of my countrymen here in defiance of tyranny. You've come to fight as free men. And free men you are. What will you do with that freedom? Will you fight? Fight against that? No! We will run. And we will live. Die. Fight and you may die. Run. And you'll live, at least a while. And dying in your beds, many years from now, would you be willing to trade all the days from this day to that for one chance, just one chance, to come back here and tell our enemies that they may take our lives, but they'll never take our freedom! Fine speech. Now what do we do?
Just be yourselves.
Where are you going?
I'm going to pick a fight.
Well, we didn't get dressed up for nothing.